Hey everyone, thank you so much for starting off your Tuesday with us. I'm Wesley Days, coming to you live from the First Alert desk here at Western Mass News. We have quite a few stories to tell you about today, and we're not going to waste any of your time as you're preparing to get out that door. We're going to look at a couple of things, how flooding is impacting local swimming spots as we expect temperatures to rise over the next couple of days. We're also going to be talking about that car rollover on I-91 near Longmeadow, plus another car crash, new details on another car crash we brought to you earlier last week. And then also we're going to be talking about how Adidas could be getting some help from an unwanted and unneeded resource. So we're going to talk about those things in just a few moments. But before we do that, let's get straight over to your cam right now and give you a look outside at Springfield right now. It looks pretty clear. Somewhat hazy, but it's really nice outside. Some clouds are in the sky. We're in a first alert weather day. You saw that transition there just a few moments ago. We're looking at a few different potential possibilities coming up today when it comes to the weather. You may want to keep your umbrellas nearby. Our first alert weather team is forecasting a partly cloudy start to your day with showers and a scattered thunderstorm rolling in later in the afternoon. That thunderstorm could end up being strong or severe and may produce some heavy wind gusts and even some heavy rainfall. So some potential for some flooding as well. Temperatures could reach the upper to mid 80s by this afternoon. All right, now let's transition over to your news now. Speaking of rainfall right now, we're looking at some serious heavy flooding still from last week's heavy rainfall, and it's still taking a toll on our area. It's impacting how you can cool off as temperatures start to soar later this week. The Connecticut River suffered extensive flood damage over the last few weeks, and debris is still rushing down that river. General manager of the Oxbow Marina, Clay Duda, urges boaters to keep their boats docked a little while longer. A similar fate in Northampton. Northampton residents faced Mustate Pond being shut down on July 13th, and it was due to flooding, but the problems didn't stop there. Heavy debris pushed into that pond left excessive amounts of E. coli in the water, leaving some residents without a place to take a dip. But some good news now, as of July 20th, that local swimming spot has fully reopened, and it was after it passed an E. coli level test on July 19th, just in time for the potential heat wave, which is set to start very, very soon. Now, to some developing news that we're following out in Longmeadow right now. A man was rescued from his truck after a rollover crash on I-91 yesterday. According to Mass State Police, at around 4 p.m., that pickup truck went over the I-91 bridge at the Longmeadow curve. After first responders pulled him from his truck, he was taken to the hospital, but the extent of his injuries is unknown at this time. All right, now to some more developing news that we're following out in Palmer right now. New details in a story we brought you over the weekend. A 25-year-old is dead after a single car crash in that area just after 10:30 on Friday night. Palmer police responded to the Three Rivers section of Palmer for reports of a serious car accident. Officials say that's where the car had been traveling east on Springfield Street when it went off the road, crashed into a guardrail, rolled down a hill, and crashed into a tree. Further information at this time is not available, but the cause of the accident remains under investigation by Palmer Police Criminal Investigation Division along with the state police. All right, now turning to some more news, but across the border this time, we're looking at a man recovering after a fall from a hot air balloon in Guilford Sunday night, Guilford, Connecticut to be exact. Investigators tell us he's a volunteer for the Balloon Glow and Laser Show event that happened over the weekend at Guilford Fairgrounds. Officers responded just after 9:30 on Sunday night. Rescue crews rushed him to the hospital. He's expected to be okay. That fall is under investigation. All right, now to some national news at this time. Adidas could be getting some much-needed help from an unwanted resource. Sales of leftover Yeezy inventory helped the athletic company recoup some of its losses. Adidas cut ties with Kanye after he made several anti-Semitic remarks. The company estimated that that was going to cost them about $775 million in unsold sneakers, but it released some of that inventory and sold enough to reduce that loss to below $500 million. So there you go. They made some type of profit in that area. So I guess some good news, but still from an unwanted resource at that time. Speaking of money, by the way, Mega Millions, it's coming up tonight. The next drawing is at 11 p.m. It's the 8th largest jackpot in history for that lottery jackpot, $820 million. And of course, there's a cash option, and you'll still have to pay taxes on it. But still, a life-changing amount of money right there. Let's take one last look outside before I let you go. Once again, we're on a first alert weather day, so keep those umbrellas handy. We're tracking some heavy rainfall and some potential heavy wind gusts as well as a strong to severe thunderstorm rolling into several areas across our region. So be mindful of that. Temperatures will still be high though, so be mindful of that. Still wear short sleeves, but maybe bring a jacket with you. I'm not trying to give you fashion advice, but I'm just trying to keep you safe out there as you get ready to head out the door. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us for this streamcast. If you want more on any of the stories that we talked about or anything else that maybe I forgot to mention that you wanted to know more about, you can head over to our website at westernmassnews.com. Plus, you can go to our app because we do have an app. It's Western Mass News as well. And for that First Alert Weather Day, I do recommend you get our Western Mass News First Alert Weather app to stay in the know as you get ready to go and to make sure you have everything you need to know as you prepare for the rest of your day. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday morning. We appreciate you and hope that we can see you at noon for Western Mass News at noon on ABC 40. All right, everyone, have a great day.